Am I the a-hole for wanting my son to give me back the family business he can't take over? I 74 have a son who is 47 who got arrested for a DUI over 15 years ago and he is unable to find a regular job. He has ADHD, is married, and has 2 daughters. I hired him in my small business, which is an office setting many years ago to give him a job for his family. I have trained him, given him ample opportunity to be successful, and allowed him to hire multiple members of his wife's family and friends. I am still keeping the business afloat for him financially and his wife works a well-paying full-time job. They bought almost $1 million house this year and spend money rapidly like putting their kids in multiple travel sports, which cost several thousand a year. I'm not one to tell them how to spend their money, but I'm providing context for the story. My son and I had an agreement that I would receive a percentage on any new clients we find, which I have found myself. I've had my business for over 50 years. I enjoy working, but being 74, I get tired and stressed easily, but it keeps my mind occupied. My wife and I recently purchased a small home, and my son came over to help me move a fridge. He started yelling and swearing at me this past week and told me I'm spending too much from the business of my wife and our new home. I hired some contractors to paint and put in new floors. He told me he was only giving me $9,000 of a $36,000 payment I am owed. My wife and I are on a fixed income. I told him to get out and he had a big outburst swearing, carrying on, and stressing me out. He doesn't even do his job and I am always doing the brunt of the work. I have decided to take my business back and all my clients and work on my own. He can figure the rest out himself. I'm tired of his lack of commitment. His wife and him have also alienated my other children and family due to their awful drama and tactics. They didn't attend a family event over the weekend we had, and honestly, it was the most fun I've had in a long time. My younger son and daughter both refuse to be around this son and wife due to how awful they have treated them. My daughter hasn't attended a holiday in 2 years because of this son and his wife, and she finally came this past weekend and we had a great time. Am I the a-hole to cut my son out of my business?
Here are the top comments.
In this instance, not the a-hole, but softer the a-hole for letting it get to this point. Also, even if it didn't feel like it, you chose him over your daughter for 2 years. Don't let that slide and work with her to make sure all is forgiven. Cut the leech out.
Not the a-hole. Your son isn't even following the agreement and denying you money he should rightfully pay. Overall, his behavior is not acceptable at all. It seems that it is overdue that you take this step.
Not the a-hole. Sounds like he was never really part of the business in the first place and you were just doing him a favor. You get a percentage of the clients you find, and he's complaining that you bought a small house that needed some repairs? That just makes no sense. Honestly, it's your money.
It sounds like your son is counting your money as his and resents you spending because that will leave him less when you pass away. Please know that you are not the a-hole in this situation.